Hey y'all, how are you? Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time. So we're gonna talk today, okay? It's been a while since I've seen y'all, huh? Look at my dreads sticking out. I don't like to call them dreads. I call them locks because you know what they say about the dreads. Yeah. Anyways, sorry. So my lighting looks so weird. Okay. So okay, I want to go back to the start because I keep getting this. My loved ones are coming through strongly. Okay. And I'm starting to see here. Okay. I'm starting to see some things. I'm starting to hear more in the spirit. The more I disconnect, the more I hear, right? And I know this is something for a lot of people, 101, who have been playing on my spiritual gifts. I know there are a lot of people, okay, who take my divine messages that I get and or that I receive to give to y'all, right? And like to flip them around or whatever, you know. And so I just want to like talk a bit. We're gonna go back. We're gonna back in time, right? And it's so crazy because I was like, maybe I want to say like 13, 14, somewhere around there, maybe even younger. And I used to always just have like people, right? Well, yeah, it was around that time. Anyways, let's go to like 15, 16 when you start working, right? And I worked at many, many different places, right? And like I used to have so many people that would just come up to me and just be like, can I read you? Can I read you? Can I read you? Right? And it used to be annoying, but they would read me. And some of these people that would read me, like different people, they would give me like the same key things, right? It's the same key things. And it wasn't like I was 222 going out and searching for information or knowledge. It was just like no matter where I went, it was like somebody was reading me, right? And that was like very weird for me, but whatever. When I got to a certain age, I think I was like 15 or 16, I got a reading done, right? And it was a palm reading. And literally only one palm. Okay. This lady is she's good at what she does, right? And so I got this reading, and she had told me many, many things. And I think I told you guys this before. She told me many, many things, right? About my future. She told me many, many things about different people in my life. She told me many, many things, right? And the one thing that, you know, stuck out 313, my sister's birthday. That's crazy. The one thing that stuck out to me that she said was literally, there is a female that says they love you, but does not, right? And I never, like, I didn't really know. There's a lot of people that say they care about you 333 and don't really. So I've had many females around me, right? And I've always had like issues with females for whatever reason. They just don't like me. I don't care, right? So whatever the case. Now, we're going to go fast forward. It's so weird because like I feel like every time someone that I love, right, passes, it's like it's another person that wants to come back and talk. So like I said, I've recently lost a lot of people within the past 2 years. My brother 2 years ago, my sister this year, my brother's baby mother this year. There's just been a lot. I lost both my grandparents, lost another grandparent. I lost my great-great-grandparents, my great-grandparents, sorry. So there's been like a lot of loss. But it's so weird because each and every single one of these individuals has come back to me and talked to me, told me different things. And again, it's so weird because I feel like I'm piecing together 444, all these different situations. And, you know, being spiritual, people look at you like you're weird. You don't have any control of who you are. And I'm really now starting to see, right, how God uses certain people, right? We got a lot of people that talk about God, 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 but we're going to talk about how God has used me, right? And maybe this will help you guys on your spiritual journey as well. But I believe, God makes himself seen to us in many different ways, through many different circumstances, right? There has to be a higher power at play. There has to be a reason. And I feel like in the perfect season that is displayed to us, right? Now, I was talking to my grandmother earlier, and she just kept saying my name, right? And I was like, what does this mean? And she was beginning to tell me about how Kayla, my name means purity. She who was like God, these different things. And I'm like, okay, okay. But it's so deep because even before this will give you like clarity on like how our souls and our spirits are already destined to be chosen before we come here. And I told you guys how like in the past I knew, how would I know this if I wasn't here, right? But I was told through different family members that have passed, right, that there were family members who were working on me as a child, who were doing a lot of things, right? And so fast forward, a lot of you guys who are spiritual, what you need to know, confirmation, my phone's going off. There's a reason. When we talk about breaking these generational curses, there's a reason. These are real things. You see, I got into spirituality because it was just meant to happen. But when we talk about breaking generational curses, that's deep, right? If you don't do this work, you won't understand. But if you are someone who feels like you were called and chosen, hello, to break generational curses, it's going to resonate. You might feel this in your spirit. And so initially when I got into spirituality, I remember reaching out to many, many people, right? In my family, because that's who's closest to me. And like, this is what I'm doing, da-da-da-da-da. I was told by my spirit team that I was to heal my family. I was to heal those that came before me, right? I wasn't told all the other stuff, but that was my main focus when I got into spirituality. There was a responsibility that I was given when it came to having these gifts, harnessing them and using them for the betterment of my family, not the outside world, my family, who I come from, right? So with that being said, I reached out to aunts, cousins, different things, and started to go through the family that, because I did tarot cards, right? That I was dark, I was demonic, these different things. I'm like, okay, I never knew how, because I didn't know nothing, but this is how I was labeled. And so these types of pressures that spiritual people go through, they usually do start with those closest to you. And it's something that is ingrained within you where you feel like, you're doing something wrong, you're not supposed to do that, that's not what we believe in. And for me, this was the biggest battle because I knew I had people outside of my family doing stuff. Everybody's doing stuff, right? But when I really started to dig more into myself, because again, I am a healer, and in order to heal others, you must heal yourself. Means you got to do shadow work. Means you got to see the things. Means you got to come, you got to look at what's going on, right? For a long time, I couldn't see a lot of stuff. And I always get people say, well, if you're psychic, then why didn't you? Because that's not how it works. It's not how it works. You see what you need to see when it's time for you to see it because it's shown to you. We don't just see things because we see things. Our spirit guides guide our spirits into going within to see. That's why they're called spirit guides. Okay? Nothing I do, I would be able to do without my spiritual team. Okay? So I came to find out that there were a lot of things, that there was a lot of things at play. Okay? And another thing that I learned too was that I had a lot of people that were in my family that I didn't realize were into spirituality because it wasn't something that was talked about, right? It was something that was like hidden, behind the scenes type energy, but they didn't practice what I practice, right? They practiced the other side of things. And that became very clear to me. And so as time went on, I just kept focusing on myself. And I put distance with a lot of family members while I was going through my spiritual journey because it was mine, right? And I started to see things in the spirit, hear things in the spirit. And I know I've been talking on these platforms for years, Facebook, this one, okay? So I know I've been watched. I know that. I know this. I know. Everybody be like, oh, we don't know what Kayla's doing. We haven't seen her. We haven't talked to her, but they be watching me every time I post a video. Okay, I know. So with that being said, there was a lot of blocking of my spiritual gifts. People don't understand like what these tarot cards mean. And that's the thing that's the misconception with tarot. People just be reading cards and not understanding like a tarot card means a different thing for every person. Your energy is what gives a reading, right? Not the card. Anybody can look at a card and be like, this means this, but in order to get a message, you have to resonate with an energy. You understand? So this is why I'm able to see the dark and the light in tarot. It's not because I play in darkness. It's because I am the light and the light sees dark. The light illuminates what is dark. The dark tries to overshadow so the light can't be shown. So for a long time, I was like, who is this? It's somebody really, really close to me, right? It has to be someone really, really close to me. And as time progressed, I kept getting into my journey. I had cousins, I had aunts that supposedly didn't believe in spirituality, but began to take on a spiritual path in life, began to start spiritual channels, do spiritual books, all these different things. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I was like, okay, cool. They healing, whatever. But then I started to realize, well, all these other people were like ascending financially in spirituality. I seem to be struggling in that area. And it's like, that's weird to me. Like, I'm putting in all this work, and this is why for me, it's not about the money. That will come when God says it's time, right? But I just had to close out a huge cycle dealing with family curses, generational blockages, all these things that unless you live the life, you wouldn't understand. It goes deeper than just, like I said, flipping cards. A lot of us are called to heal something within a generation of people, within a family of people. You understand? So this was something that was placed on me from a very, very, very early age, way before I even knew that I had the gifts that I had. I was always in isolation as a child. You understand? I was always alone. I was always like outcasted. I was always like, it's just weird, okay? And it's showing me when I look back at my childhood how I was destined to always be someone who was internal, someone who was introverted, someone who always had questions. And a lot of the questions that I had growing up, I wasn't able to get the answers for. Like, I just always felt like I was deeper than those that were around me. And I don't know why. This was something that plagued me growing up because it's like, damn, I can't even have like conversations with people because their mind doesn't go like that high, right? Their energy won't allow them to understand a conversation. Like they only want to hear things to respond. And it's like, it was so weird to me. And I learned throughout all of this spirituality that, yes, while there are people on the outside who want to call you this and call you that and da-da-da-da-da, that's cool. People have their own perception of life, right? But for me, my reality is I haven't seen certain people in years. But it's like lately, these people have been coming up a lot, 1414. Thank you, Nana. Have been coming up a lot in my energy. And I'm starting to understand more and more every day how my gifts are truly working. So it's like, I think people think that when they put distance in between me and them, I'm not going to see certain things. But internally, there's something in my mind that says, well, you're being distant for a reason, where people just think, oh, if we just, do this, then she's not going to know. And it's like, it works the complete opposite for someone who has gifts. Because anytime my intuition alerts me to something feeling weird, like anytime I'm confused, I know it's some weird stuff. So whatever the case, I remember I began talking about like my brother and my sister, right? And their passing. And I remember that going nowhere, right? I don't understand, but I remember that going nowhere. I remember saying many times on both platforms what I was receiving. Like people think I just be talking. I get messages. I'm a medium. I am the middle person between the dead and the living. I'm a medium, okay? So last weekend, I was getting like a lot of downloads from my brother. And it was like so weird how he was coming through. You know, it was very strange. And it was like he wanted to talk. There was so much that like I was being shown, different questions that I had. I started writing things down. And I'm like, damn, Kenny, what are you trying to tell me? And then so today I'm sitting here and I just keep getting all these downloads once again. And I'm like, okay, something's coming here. Still don't have that complete story, but I will eventually, very soon. But I know what's going on. And I know for a lot of you guys who are spiritual, okay, you be feeling like my brother's favorite saying was only the fam first, right? And I believe in that. And that's the thing with family, right? It's like, no shade. We don't all have this situation, okay? But I know a lot of us do. Our families are supposed to be those ones that support us, right? That stick through whatever with us, that, you know, show us love unconditionally. And for a lot of us who were forced on this path, that's not what we saw. And so it was like, okay, it seems like God was doing something that was very, very strange, because I've been like thinking to myself, like, damn, like I've lost so many people. And it's like, but I truly haven't. And I see, it feels like with each person that is like passed on, like my gifts are getting stronger and stronger. And it's weird. Like the messages that I be getting are, you wouldn't believe them. Like, honestly, I don't even believe them half the time. I'm trying to tell you, okay? And this is how I know it's something that's 1717. Thank you. That's so divine, moon card. Because it's like, there's no way these messages would be coming for no reason, right? And this is why I say, it's like, it's so hard to explain. Like, for me, I got into tarot to understand. And so when I do my tarot cards, I try to explain them in energy so you guys can understand. It's hard sometimes to put words to energy, okay? It's very hard. But I'm learning here, these generational curses, they're crazy and they are real. And a lot of these things start at the root, okay? They start at the root. And this is why we have access to so many spiritual gifts. This is why we have this abundance. This is why we have this prosperity. I always hear poor righteous teachers. You know, spirituality doesn't bring you riches and this and that. I mean, it could, but that's not what it was intended for. And I've learned that there are a lot of false prophets out here. You know, it's like, this is my thing that I've been shown so many times is like, you know, you're doing God's work, right? When you're attacked for giving your message. Listen to that. We all got different lives. We're all on different timelines. So when I be speaking to my collective about my life and my gifts and why I'm called to use them, and then I get attacked for that, I know God's working because I know my life. I know my family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many distractions on this spiritual journey. And the people outside of you that don't understand your calling or your purpose will always want to put you in this energy of competition with something that is not even existent to you in your path. And this is why I speak so strongly and with such passion to you guys who are on this journey to realize and focus and understand it's about you. You really have jobs out here. And while man may not pay you for what you do, you must know your guides and your ancestors and God pay you tremendously in the spirit. And as within, so without, as above, so below. You guys got to understand this. Some of y'all are like, I'm trying to do this. The money's not coming. I don't know. Stay on your path. because there is a destined time for everything. I didn't start talking about God till about 2-3 years ago, but I was into spirituality before that. Even I didn't understand the connection between why I love tarot cards and why I was getting into my gifts until I truly got in connection with God. And then 2020, it made sense. God has a very, very funny way of working through us. And I remember saying to you guys before, when I was younger, I went to church and stuff like that. And I couldn't say that I believed in God. I always believed that there was something higher than me. Yes. And so maybe it was that curiosity. Maybe it was that openness that then allowed me to search for who God was to me. I don't care who God is to someone else. You understand? I don't care what God looks like to someone else. The God that I have been shown, the one that gives me my gifts and allows me to persevere, is who I believe God is to me. You can't copy what's been given to you. You understand? Not everybody that's into spirituality is chosen. And I've said this many times. People don't like it. They get mad. It is what it is. If you haven't had that connection where you were told, I need you to heal this, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, then you're not chosen. It is what it is. There are really people out here who are chosen to heal bloodlines, and not just our own. Each one teach one. You understand? So while I've had my own bloodline attacking me since I was very, very young, because I've had many spiritual people in my family. I had people that were going to psychics and different things before I was even born, that knew my destiny before I even did, that knew what I stood to receive before I even did. Here comes the blocking when I try to tap in. Oh, she's getting too close to the truth. Let's do this magic. Oh, she sees too much. Let's do this. Oh, she's da-da-da-da-da. Let's do this. Because these people have already supposedly seen my destiny. Keep hearing this Akashic record thing. People have literally gone to psychics, to magicians, to all types of shit to do work on my reality. And these be some of the people that are closest to you. So it does not matter to me about the people outside of my blood. They can do whatever they think they're going to do. But if I can see it for my family, I don't know why they don't think I can see it for them. That's why I was chosen to see what I needed to see in my bloodline, so that I could see it in other individuals and help them clear it from theirs. I don't just get on here to talk to be talking. I'm really a healer. And again, these are things that are so taboo. Why? Because the people who abuse their gifts and others, because they don't know. But this is also why God calls for a grand, great awakening. And in this time, the age of Aquarius, the chosen ones, that star card, many people are waking up to what it is they're called to do. And everyone is different. Okay? As a child, I can think back as far as I can remember. My first grade teacher, I remember my kindergarten teacher too, but my first grade teacher, her name was Ms. Rickenbacker. Crazy, right? Or Redenbacher. Anyways, sorry. I just heard Lil Wayne in my head. I don't know. It was weird. But her name was Ms. Rickenbacker. And she was like my favorite teacher, first grade. And she said so many crazy things. Not crazy, but things that like, you ever had someone like prophecy over your life and you don't know it because you're too young? But it'll be like, oh my God, you're an old soul. You've been here before. Like my grandmother used to say things like that all the time. You've been here before, different things like that. But this teacher was like, you're going to be a great teacher one day. And that stuck with me throughout my life growing up in childhood. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. I always knew I wanted to teach. In high school, I went to school for childcare, but that wasn't the teaching route for me. Like I did do that. But that wasn't the route for me. Like, it wasn't that wasn't fulfilling to me. You understand? It was like I was meant to teach more. Weird. I understand, but it is what it is. So spirituality has always called me. And I realize now that there are people around me that need me to be just who I am. Because I oftentimes think, well, if I couldn't see, imagine if I couldn't help. Imagine if I didn't give someone that warning message. Imagine if I didn't just listen to myself and say, da 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 da. And so I'm glad I went the route that I went. Because again, everything in life is not what you can see. Much of life is about energy. Much of life is, what happens before we see something. Now, if you don't see something, you don't see something. Again, a lot of you guys might be in this space where you're trying to get like the pieces. You're trying to figure out your life, right? You're in hermit mode. Why me? Why am I going through this? Da 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 da. It will come. It will come when it's time. No amount of forcing God to give you these answers is gonna make it happen. No amount of worry is gonna change the outcome of a situation. You are still chosen if you don't have the answer. God knows when it's the right time for you to receive that. And he will give that to you when he knows you can handle it. We oftentimes want to know when there's truly nothing to know. Things flow, emotions flow, intuition to our emotions. And if we're not in control of those emotions, if we're not balanced in those emotions, we're never going to truly get the answer that we want. And a lot of times it's not about what we want, it's about what God wants us to have. And there's a level of discipline that comes with having these gifts, is what I'm saying. Again, I only speak on what I'm shown. I only speak on what God tells me people need to hear. So someone may be like, why is she talking about, because God told me to speak about yourself and your gifts. So I'm doing so, I'm listening. I was sitting here, and there's some things that still don't make sense to me, about certain individuals, but it's okay. God will work that out. And I still do believe that God blocks out certain things because we don't need to know everything. We're not God. There's a humbling that comes with having these gifts as well. But I have learned that in the past till now, the things I was told, the things that I was shown came at the right time. Like now, the things that I'm speaking on, I be sitting here and I'm like, I said this shit 3 years ago, but it's happening right now. There have been times that I done prophecy to people, that I done said things to people, and it's like they listen or they don't. It's on them. I'm just called to plant the seed. They're supposed to nurture it. I can't make anybody listen. I can't make anybody heal. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, all of them, I'm thinking back to all the warning messages that I be doing on here, the channel messages where people be like, yeah, she don't know what she's talking about. And now I'm starting to like get downloads from spirit. Like they should have listened when you gave them the warning. And I'm like, I don't know who spirit be telling me about unless they say a name. But when I get into these places, spirit be like, they should have listened when you gave that reading. They should have stopped when you said stop. That was the last ritual. We already said that. Things like that. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Because again, God only tells us what we need to know. And for me, that's my confirmation. I don't need external validation. I don't need it. My internal validation comes from my spirit guides when I'm in quiet, when I'm in hermit mode, when I disconnect from YouTube and all these other things. And I just be sitting here with myself, something I've got extremely comfortable with doing. A lot of people are not comfortable with sitting with self. Again, I've been doing it my whole life. Understand? So these messages are coming out. We just had that eclipse. We've been seeing the Wheel of Fortune. We've been seeing the Judgment card. And it's starting to hit. but this shit ain't no joke. I've had people that were close to me that passed away. And I've had some people come on my things, the nerve of these individuals, just say that. That's what God said, not me. To say that because I'm spiritual, it's my fault that my siblings passed away. How? I just want to understand how that's my fault. And it'd be these type of thoughts that be like, why would someone say that? Unless they had something to do with it. Projection, right? I've had so many people trying to like stagnate my gifts, block me from seeing that crown chakra. So there's people outside of me, like ex-lovers or whatever, family, friends. No, not family. That's a different category. Everybody thinks everything's the same, but it's not. This is why I say people don't understand this unless they go through it. You got family working on you. You got ex-friends working on you. You got ex-lovers working on you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of different energy to sort through. So when I take out the lovers, when I take out the friends, and I just focus on the family, I can see why. Why can't Kayla get the answer that she wants? Because I know I'm a medium. I know I should be able to see this. I know I should have figured this out by now. And it's like every single time I get close, it's like another veil. And it's like, what the, like, and so I got a download today. Because again, I know I'm getting closer. And this one just like blew me out the fucking water. I'm just trying to tell you right now. This shit was like, okay, I see y'all. Like, just as hard as these individuals be going to try to stop me from seeing the things that they have done, my spirit team goes just as hard. And that's crazy. Like, that's how hard the people that I have lost are fighting for me to see the truth. So yeah, we all know people cheat, people do this, people do that. So you got, like I said, I'm going to break it down. You got lovers that want to do work on you because they don't want you to know that they was cheating on you when you was with them. They don't want you to know that they got wives over here and da-da-da-da-da. All this weird shit, right? I'm just saying what it is. And then you got friends that are like working on you because they don't want you to know that they've been trying to curse you, trying to mess up your love life, your finances, right? Then you got your family, when you're a medium, that don't want you to see the part they play in the passing of the person you love, right? So the shit gets deep. I didn't choose this life. It chose me. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I knew, like, before my brother passed away, again, I'm a medium, so this isn't weird for me. It might be weird for y'all, but I don't think so because y'all are into spirituality. You know about mediums and psychics. We all do by now, right? Before my brother passed away, and I told you guys this too, every time someone passes, I know 3 months in advance. And it's crazy because I never know who, but I always know. I get a message and then I see a sign. I'm a medium. I feel it. I smell it. I sense it. I have all the gifts. If y'all don't know what these things smell like, feel like, then you don't get it. But I'm extremely sensitive. And sensitive does not mean weak. People get that wrong. That means I can feel it. It's crazy. Because I'm sitting here looking at my brother's picture right now. But I remember before his passing, God coming through to me and being like, you're going to have to be strong. And it was so weird. It was like, you're going to have to be strong. And I just kept hearing, be strong, be strong. And I wasn't thinking nothing about, my brother, but that is his name. That is what he went by. And so when he passed away, it was like my gifts increased. They heightened. And there were certain things that he was telling me that he wanted done, and no one believed it, of course. And then it was like the same thing for my sister. Like before she passed, I got this feeling, and I remember posting it on my YouTube. I wish they kept things up as long as, they don't, but it's not up there anymore, probably. I might be, I don't know. I don't scroll that far back. But it was like an overdose. Someone is going to overdose. And it was so weird because that's how my sister passed. And so it's like, okay, I am no longer going to deny my gifts, right? God gave me these gifts for a reason. So there have been a lot of people I keep hearing, like, just like I hear the thoughts of people, and it's very, people don't understand that. Like, I hear the thoughts. So I said the other day, I'm hearing lots of chatter. Now there's a plane going by. And I keep hearing, like, I heard the other night, cursed, evil, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who though? Because I know that's not me, but I know that these are projections. Because I know that I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, what y'all see me do is really what I do. The messages that I give y'all are really what I get. I don't get off of here and then go do dark shit. Like, I don't do that. So it's like, these gifts of mine are really heightening. And I know I closed out a cycle. This is why I'm able to talk about this like this. And when I say closing out a cycle, it means something, God places something within us or on us, right? And it's like our job, our spiritual purpose, to understand why that was placed on us. You know, that why question? And it's like, there comes a point where you learn why. And in that learning why, you can't help but learn who you are. And not to people, but to God, because this is his universe. And the thing here that's crazy about it is, so many people have wanted to call me crazy. I know, I hear it. I don't have no mental diagnosis. My health is good. So it's like, how? You know what I mean? And I'd just be asking myself, God, like, why is it crazy for me to believe in you so wholeheartedly? I mean, you got people talking about God this, God that, going to church every Sunday, praising God. But then it's like, when someone walks in the way that God wants them to, people can't understand it. They're fake. And then my thing is, many people must not know God, because if you know God, then you know what is of God. So it's like, I feel like this reality has a very skewed understanding of who God is. And I think that's because everyone thinks that God is something that you can never find. It's just a figment of imagination, or whatever the case may be. But for those of you guys who are on this purpose and this path where spirituality has become your life, meaning, I don't know why it's so wrong. Because you got people that look at just what they can see, just the 3D, because they're here. Like, you got people walking around, like, just thinking that it is what it is, you know? But you guys that are spiritual are called to just look at things the other way. Why is that wrong? Why? Because we are on the 3D, is that supposed to be our only mindset? When all things come from the spirit before they are 3D birthed, is what I'm saying. I don't know. But my spiritual path has really led me down this road of really being able to separate what is real for me and what is real according to others and how they want things to be for me. There's a difference. So there's a lot of pushback, right? I'm hearing like people saying that I changed and I think I'm better than and da 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 da. It's none of that. That's how people see me, I guess, and that's great. You know, I don't feel like I'm better than anybody at all. You see, y'all see me in front of a screen, but you don't see the battles and the warfare that I be dealing with when I close this laptop. Yeah, I don't see how people have been really attacking me, right? And how I have to live in this 3D reality. Like, y'all don't see what I actually have to live through. to stay in this type of harmonious space. Y'all don't see the headaches from the magic, the pain in my body from the rituals. Y'all don't feel the death rituals that are sent to me every day. Y'all don't feel that. You don't know. And that shit used to bother me, but it's like, I guess it comes with the territory. And I think that because people think I'm spiritual, that they can just send the darkest spirit. And it's like, don't you realize? The darkest spirit is death. And I commune with that. I'm a medium. I don't understand. A death ritual is sent, and my guides come through and talk to me. Like, the demonic energy is sent, and my ancestors come through and guide me how to clear the energy. It's truly a mirror thing that's happening. So all the projection and all of the spells and all of the rituals, this is how I learned the darker side of spirituality. It must be known to make it manifest, correct? Manifestation. If I did not know what was being done, manifest. But I know, so it does not manifest, or at least not in the way that it's supposed to. And I think that people think too, because I talk about God, 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 that I don't understand the other side of things. And that's crazy. That's absolutely absurd. Yeah, I may not know all these Orishas and deities and all that because that shit's fake. That's fake. That's fake. Rituals, seances, fucking all these moon magic spells and all this weird, that's fake. That's not real. That's not real. And that's why it's so crazy, because I want you guys to understand, when it comes to magic, you have to give it energy. You got to feed it in order for it to transpire in your life. Someone sending you a death ritual, you laugh that shit off. Okay, I ain't going nowhere. You want to block my gifts? Okay, God gave them to me. Who are you? It's like you really got to look at these attacks as something different. Because I said God gives his strongest battles to his toughest soldiers, and that's who we are in this battle. People keep wanting to make it a battle. We're out here to be healers, light workers, helping people. Hello. But people want us to be so stuck in a vibration where we can't be light workers because we're so busy battling the dark. And then people want to call it dark. But you're sending us the darkness, because without that darkness, we would be high vibrational all the time. It's like these weird readers that want to watch me, see what I'm talking about, and then go talk about it, put their flip on it, their twist on it, and then be like, you're a copycat. Like, how am I copying about my life? This is why I just stopped like listening to that, feeding into that. It's like I get up and say good morning and someone says, you're a devil. I'm like, okay, well, good morning to you too. It's like, how do you, like, it's weird to me. Again, I was bullied growing up. I was called fat, I was called this, by my own father, okay? I was called everything there is to be called. I was told I was never gonna have love, no one was gonna ever love me. I was told all this growing up. I done heard it before. So no person who doesn't know me has that type of effect on me emotionally to make me mentally think that and internalize that to be true. They're just wasting their words. Heard it all before. Yeah, type energy. Those types of things empower me. Those things show me that I'm really doing the right thing. Because when you are being truthful, when you're speaking in the light, when you're truly doing what your purpose is, you got to know there's always going to be the opposing energy. People only attack things or people they are threatened by. You're threatened by the light. Why? So this is how I've gotten through all those attacks, and y'all will too. I was told to share my spiritual journey with you, not someone else's version of who Kayla is, but who I am, why I've gone through the things that I've gone through, why I've seen the setups on my life, while I've seen the people monitoring me, while I've seen the people been sent to me to confuse me, while I've seen the people sent to me to hurt me, while I've seen all of these things. It's why I'm still alive. When God tells me, oh no, don't go that way, go this way today, there's a reason. When God says, nah, just chill at the crib today, don't go out, there's a reason. I just listen. I don't have to know who the individual is that's trying to do whatever they're trying to do. If I really sat down and thought about it, I'm sure I'd figure it out, but who want to do that? I just follow my divine guidance. And so when y'all be hearing in these messages, you're divinely protected, you are. But if you listen, now you cannot do anything about the shit that you can't see. We can't see it all. I need people to understand that. Psychics cannot see it all. They can't. They see what they are shown. They see what they're shown. And usually, not even when they want to see it. It'd be the most inconvenient times. So, for me, recently, some things I just picked up on. 10 of Pentacles talks about family. For me, it's in the upright because this is my family. This talks about like my generation, my legacy, what I am working on for me and my family, not the family I came from. Because you see, the family I came from didn't want to be a part of the legacy, the generational wealth. You understand? The things that God put me in their lives to help them heal. They didn't want to be a part of that. They wanted to work against it. And maybe back then they didn't realize that. Maybe they just thought I was out here to talk about them. But my thing is, you are a part of me. We come from the same people. So how could my story not include you? I don't understand. And this is the thing, like, this is my journey. And so people keep wanting to get in my lane and try to stop what God is doing for me so that I can help y'all. Well, then I must see who is trying to stop me, correct? So I have the moon and the 7 of Wands. This is what's been going on a lot with these moons. Okay? The moon talks about when it's in the upright, people projecting fears, right? Things that they want to keep, whatever. And again, family. Okay, let's just remember that. But trying to block my intuition, because the moon is also intuition, right? Because why? I'm a high priestess. Okay? Like, by birth. You know the psychics that you guys go and you pay? I'm one of them. Like a real one. Like I really do this. Right? So when you try to block my gifts using the moon energy, the moon is the high priestess. You understand? You see this right here? This black, the darkness, that's the moon. The high priestess sits between what is not seen and what is. Balance and justice. Okay? Okay. So then we have the death card. That's a medium. That's like a real live in the flesh medium. I talk to dead people. Period. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've helped many people with these gifts that I have. I've healed many families with these gifts that I have. And I was told a long time ago about this, and that this was to be my reality and my destiny. We talked again about those destiny swaps. This is who I am. I didn't ask. It's how I was born. And this is why, when I talk about that behind the scenes energy, we really be communing. This is behind the scenes, Three of Pentacles, our team, Ascended Masters. With the Death card, that's passed over loved ones. We get in our spiritual huddle. We figure out different things. I help other people figure out different situations in their lives, being a medium, connecting with their loved ones. See, it goes deeper than just what I can see from my family. But when people keep trying to play with me, I have to break it down this way because I'm not here for that. I'm here to help people transition. So if someone comes to me and says, Kayla, I need a mediumship reading, right? That's because somewhere in the spirit, right? Their spiritual team has approached me already before this person has, because I have set the intention, God, send me individuals that are guided. Guide people to me who need assistance. So if someone says I need a mediumship reading, I got to know that's been divinely orchestrated. And so I give it. And it doesn't matter what these people want to know, the questions they ask about their loved one, they always receive the information necessary because it's already been discussed. I just give the message. Okay. So now what I want to do, I don't know why I have to talk about my mediumship gifts, but psychic is so underrated, okay? I'm so much more than a psychic, and I'm not even trying to be whatever. It just is what it is. I'm not going to downplay my gifts, okay? Psychic can see the future, okay? We know that already, right? But there's more to it than this. There's more to it than that, okay? Some of us are called to be clairvoyant and just prophecy for people. Some of us are called to be mediums and just connect with past over loved ones. Some of us are called to be more empathic and feel things. There's different reasons why we have gifts. There are very many different classifications of psychics. It's not just seeing the future. I need people to understand that. Because again, you still can't see what God isn't going to allow you to see. If that was the case, I would have known who was going to pass. I didn't know that. Why don't we know that as mediums? Because God says it's not for us to try to change destinies of people. And I know that as a high priestess, Wheel of Fortune, the holder of Akashic records of all people, you understand? Not just myself. I have been given the gift to look at, to discern, to help people change their destiny. That's what a high priestess does, a true one. And God knows me, okay? And God knows if he told me that I would try to then what? Of course, the people you love, if you're told this is going to happen to somebody, you want to change that. But we don't have that right. It's the same on the flip side where people be wanting to do death rituals and change. See, somebody don't want me to say it. And change my destiny. Like, they don't have that right. If I don't have that right, how do you have that right? Is what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand why you have these gifts. So this is why a lot of people are losing their gifts too, because they're not using them right. But that's just that. Okay, now, earlier today I was thinking about doing like a tarot thing. I'm just going to do what comes. That's what I'm going to do right now. Because this is what I wanted to do earlier, but I didn't really have the energy. But I do now. So it's weird. Maybe it's the high priestess in me, the nighttime type thing. Sorry. I just get more tapped in at night, honestly. I really do. I've noticed that a lot lately. I'm more tapped in because I just have to be, right? All right. So tarot is about the fool's journey. So I had to go on a fool's journey, right? The fool's journey, you wonder why in tarot, the major arcanas, there's only one person in the card. It's because there's only one person going through their journey. And so while people pick up tarot cards and they want to read people's lives, okay, anytime we're reading energy, it's a projection. That's what I'm saying. It is. Because I'm reading a card and I'm telling you what the energy is. That's me giving you energy. Okay. Now, if my energy is in a low vibration, that would be me negatively projecting. Thank you. That would be me negatively projecting. I'm an empress. I know who I am. But I don't do that. I will give a message that you need to hear, and I will help you heal the energy. Okay? There's a difference. I don't ever just leave a dark message. I don't do that. That's not my job. Okay. So we're going to start with, maybe I should put these in order. So hold on a second. Because again, when you pick up a tarot deck, you got to know why you're picking it up. Because the thing that tarot gets such a bad name, okay, is because people think that it's like demonic. But again, who's holding the cards? The cards aren't demonic. Okay. If you're in a low vibration, you can't reach high frequency. It's not the card's fault. Okay. All right. So let me see. I'm flipping the cards around because I want to put them in order, so it just makes more sense for me. Because I'm trying to show y'all the fool's journey. Okay? And why it's not what people think it's about. I'm going to give some knowledge here. Because a lot of people are afraid to do this with tarot because they don't want people. Oh, yes, definitely. And that's the thing. I'm not just a psychic. I'm a psychic, intuitive empath. That's a lot. Okay? That means I see, feel, okay, sense, and know. Okay, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. There's a reason I'm doing this, and I'll show you in a second. We're going through the journey. Okay? And like I said, a lot of people don't do this because they don't want you to know the true meaning of the cards. They want you to take their message as it is and just run with it. No, I'm going to show you how truly tarot is meant to be used for an individual before they're able to even, okay, get on screen with a deck and be trying to read somebody else's life. This is how you need to know as a spiritual being if what you're hearing is for you or if it's someone projecting what they feel you should know. Because you need to know. So we're going to talk about it. Because, man, if I tell you, when I first got into tarot, all the people that I thought, goodness gracious, knew what God had for me, right? I thought that everybody that was a tarot reader was connected to God and was going to tell me what God was telling me until I learned, like, oh, no. They're only reading their cards from their interpretation. That's not what God wants me to know, though. See? That's why I said, you got to know 12, 13, we almost there. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Now, 0. The most divine number there is. I don't care what nobody says. It's where everything begins. It's everything and nothing. 0. Okay? Now, when you start on your journey, spiritual people who are being called on to a spiritual path and you choose to pick up tarot cards, this is why. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The Fool. When you are called and or guided to take a leap of faith on yourself and invest in a spiritual way of life. You, one person, okay? Then, off of taking this leap of faith, right? 0, here comes the Magician. Now, when you take this leap of faith, you're guided. Remember, from the start, you're guided. The sun is white, not yellow, but the card's yellow. Purity, white. Flower that he's holding, white. This is a journey of purity of yourself, healing yourself. To be a healer of others, you must heal yourself. So you're starting your journey, taking a leap of faith, right? You get to a point where you're guided to manifest. Now, let's talk about magic and manifestation. We got to make this clear. When this card comes up in the upright, it's never negative. Never negative. If it comes out this way, it's always negative, okay? Just got to make that clear. So when the Magician comes out, it doesn't mean someone's doing spell work. What it means is you got to know yourself, okay? It means you are being told that you have all of the tools at your disposal. See that table? Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands. You have everything at your disposal to create and manifest. There's a difference between manifestation and magic. Understand? Manifesting what it is you want to have in your reality, meaning you are the author of your reality. Meaning, this is your world to create. This is what you learn when you start your spiritual path. Okay? This doesn't have to do with magic unless you're a witch. I mean, I'm just saying, everybody who is spiritual is not a witch. But if you look at this card and all you think of is magic, you don't understand the true meaning of the magician card. It means you have the power to manifest a desired reality. And it will only happen by taking a leap of faith on yourself. This is how you learn projection. You understand? Because if someone says, oh yeah, someone's taking a leap of faith and they're doing magic on you, that means they're projecting on you. They don't understand the cards. See? So listen. You're taking a leap of faith in your spiritual journey. You're being guided to manifest your own reality. Tarot is about you. When you pick up a deck and you start reading for yourself, every card in this tarot deck is about you. No one else. Okay. Starting your journey, learning to manifest by listening to your intuition. Number 2, this is when you learn about your gifts. Okay? You see how you have all of the gifts here, but you're just learning that you have everything that you need. How do I have everything I need? I don't see anything. Okay, then you begin to see your gifts that are on the table. Okay, 2. 3, manifesting by using your intuition means you must be what? Receptive to what your emotions are telling you, what your visions are showing you, receiving. Okay? You, man or woman, tarot is not gender, it's energy. Okay. Then we go to number 4. Now that you have sat back, right, as the Empress does, the Empress is abundance, the Empress is, receptivity. Okay? You've received messages from yourself. Okay? Now with the Emperor energy, you take action on what you received by listening to your intuition because you realize you could manifest by taking this journey. Okay? This is not 2 people. This is you. We all have masculine and feminine within us. Okay. Just want to make that clear. The Hierophant, okay, talks about you being, okay, the one to take action, to teach others what it is you have received by way of your intuition, by taking this leap of faith, but by manifesting and you get what I'm saying. Okay. I'm reading it front and back so you understand. Again, let's do this. The High Priestess, Empress, the Hierophant, Emperor, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, all one person. Okay? This is the physical you, spiritual you, feminine. Physical you, spiritual you. That's the way I see it. I don't care what no one says. That's how I was taught. Okay? You take it how it resonates for you. That was 5, right? Now I'll put those 4 cards down. So now we have being the teacher, also getting divine guidance. So who are you getting guidance from? Who are you receiving wise counsel from? For me, it's God. And for many other spiritualists, this is why the Hierophant is the God card. Okay? Because God teaches his students. And then, as the students learn, they take action. Okay. 6, the Lovers. This is when you took action to be guided, and then you make a choice. See, masculine and feminine. You're guided, you're taught. See the 2 people? You see the 2 people. You see God? You see the angel. This is when you really understand that there is a spiritual calling and purpose over your life. Because not only is God telling you, but so are angels that God is showing you are around you. See the Sun card? You're becoming very much so illuminated to the otherworldly way of life at this point, once you get to the 5. The 5 talks about your spiritual teachings that you need to learn in this life. Okay? It's all about lessons. That's why there's the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Swords. It's all about conflict, chaos. Because usually you're going through conflict and chaos at this stage in your journey because it's time to make a choice. Okay? Now, the Lovers card talks about your morals and values. But now it talks about you also not being so much in the worldly, understand, but stepping into the spiritual. So this then becomes you The angel, get it? Who is always making choices that are balanced. Get it? God now sees you as the angel, and you're called to pick a certain path. 7, the chariot. There's a reason why there's 2s of everything, because we all have masculine and feminine. So once God says, okay, choose me type energy, this is literally choose me type energy. 6 and 5 is 11. That's balance. Okay? God says you receive balance in your life when you choose what chose you. So if God chose you to go on this path and you chose that path, okay, now you got balance. 7. Okay? With that knowing, now you are moving forward. You chose a path, the spiritual one. Now you're choosing to move forward in that path. This is where you begin to see the light and the dark of things. Okay? This is also the year we're in. Number 7, chariot. Movement forward after making a choice. Okay. So y'all chose your spiritual journey. Here you are in that chariot. Now you are the driver of your own life. The emperor, you took authority for yourself. And you said, I'm going to choose this way of life because I'm feeling guided to do so. And you get in your driver's seat and you drive. And at this point, once you get into the chariot, because the chariot doesn't go backward, it only moves forward. You know that this is where you're going. The stars aligning. You see all those stars. There's a reason for this. You begin to learn your healing capabilities. You are a true healer now. Why? Because you have tapped into God. Okay? You can't heal if you're not tapped into God. You don't heal through magic. You heal through God, the power that is given to you when you choose it. Okay. That's the 7. Now the 8. Moving forward takes a lot of strength for you. But when you get in this chariot, you realize that you have angels because you are an angel. Okay. You're not going down this path alone, even though it's only you. Like you be saying, no one else is going through what I'm going through. Okay. Here you go. Now this is you. You are the lion and the angel. You are both infinitely connected. So you have the power, okay? Light and dark. You have the power to choose now because you're balanced, as we saw with the 6 and the 5. You know how to move forward and what to move forward on, standing in your innate power. So people might see you like this lion, but you are an angel. God says, again, God isn't just rainbow and sunshine. We've heard of God's wrath. That is the lion. And God's angels will assign you when you need to be that lion and when not to be. Pretty much when to speak and when to shut up. When to, what's the word? Can't even think of the word, and it's right there at the tip of my tongue. Somebody don't want me to say all this because you're getting a lot of knowledge. Pretty much, this is when you learn that, damn, I'm powerful. Okay? Because something, you had to move on from something, and you're learning something about your innate strength. This ain't strength like I go to the gym every day, I'm strong. Nah, that ain't what this is at all. This is literally how spiritually gifted and strong and tapped in you are. Okay? A lot of y'all on your spiritual journey at this point, you'll be wanting to but your guides are like, not yet. Chill out. We got this. Hold on. Just wait. That's how you know you're in the strength energy. Okay? Then you go to 9. 9 talks about introspection. Once you go from the strength, right? Once you go from the strength to the hermit, okay? This is where you're guided within. Because at this point, you start to feel that innate stirring of your spirituality increasing. You start to feel like you can do it all. You start to feel like you're stronger than. And this is when normally your guides call you in. And this is where balance happens. This is where self-reflection happens. This is where the whys get answered in solitude. not with a bunch of people around you. Again, you are the only one in this deck. You are called within by that same angel that's holding you. Come on in. We got to talk. You see, that's why the hermit has the star in his lantern, because you are chosen, Starseed, and you're being guided along this path all the way through. Okay? Also, when you get to the 9, the Wheel of Fortune comes next. Because the hermit, the ones that came before us, our ancestors that everybody want to be talking about and misusing and abusing, okay? The ones that came before us, right? The rod and the staff, remember it's in the Bible? Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm just saying it is. Once you go from the 9, there's your destiny. So when you're in this solitude, your ancestors, your loved ones, whoever this hermit energy is for you, is showing you your destiny. This is a very crucial point. Because you see the star, it's going to show you something about your destiny. But you're also shown, okay, the devil on the bottom. This is where you learn about the dark side of spirituality and karma. And where if you did get in spirituality thinking that you could just do rituals on people, you learn firsthand how them rituals work, what they do, how karma is distributed when you play with those things. You learn those. If anybody tells you they ain't never done that, they're lying. You learn from those before you. Okay, you want to play with that? Well, this is what's about to happen. Hopefully, many of us, we learn, we stop, we get on the top of that wheel. Again, you don't know what you don't know. People think spirituality is doing spells and rituals. It's not that at all. But you learn that as you go. I would hope you should. It's not what it's about. Okay? You're being guided on how your destiny is supposed to play out. No one else's. And no one else can see how your destiny is supposed to play out. They think they can, but only you, star, can see what's in the stars for you. You get it? Hold on, I'll be right back. Remember, we're on number 10. All right. Number 10. Oh, no, we're on 11, aren't we? What did I do with my blanket? Oh, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Oh, gosh. I'm hot. Very hot right now. Because we in the spirit here. All right. After the Wheel of Fortune comes justice. Now, we talked about earlier, we already went through balance, right? We already went through personal balance. 6 and 5 is 11. Now here is spiritual balance, okay? This is where, as above, so below. As within, so without. This is this. 1, 1, 1. This is this. This is literally what you put out. Now it's time. Again, the sun behind. You see that, right? This is the sun. This is the sun. Okay. Now it's time to balance out that karma. So for people who don't believe karma is real, it's in tarot for a reason. Again, when I get here, if you're on the top of the wheel, it's only karmically fair that at some point you will be on the bottom. So for those of you guys who right now, for those people who was living it up, you know, they had everything, it's only fair, karmically meant to happen, that the wheel will spin. And if the wheel spins, then you who was on the bottom, it's now time for you to receive. No one has it all the time. This is the hardest thing to realize. We have ups and downs in life. That's the balance and the truth of life. You can never always be on top of the wheel, just like you can never always be on the bottom. Now, the devil is always on the bottom. I'm just saying. That's because that's balance. But if you're a good person and you're on the bottom of the wheel, you must know that you will get to the top. It's written for you. This comes a point in your life where you're like, damn, man, I done been through so much. I done struggled. I done gone through this. It's another internal. And then God will say, your time will come. Wheel of Fortune is also a clock. People don't realize that. It's also a clock. There's a destined time for everything. Okay? So, Hangman, okay, talks about enlightenment. Again, there's only one you in this deck. You can't read tarot for nobody else if you don't understand these basics. And this is not me looking them up. This is what they mean to an intuitive. So you can better know when someone want to break out a deck of cards and start telling you about yourself. You can be like, no, I don't resonate with that. Because I know I'm here. I know I'm at this level. I know that right now, and some of you guys are going to start seeing like these, if you're really into this and this is what you're meant to do, you will see tarot cards in your third eye. You will see them. You will start to see them. And you will be guided as to where you are in your fool's journey. The fool is not dumb. The fool is someone who is guided to take a leap of faith on themselves and walk a different path. Not many can do it. It's a solo journey. Okay. So the Hangman, naturally, this is where you chill. This is what we call our divine pit stop. Okay. This is usually when things are being balanced out, where we as spiritual beings have to take a break. Because that's what you see how we went from the 0 to the 12. That's a lot. So naturally we get tired. This is spiritual work. Okay. So this is when we go in and we have to see something from a different way. See something from a different perspective. Get a different view on a situation. Because we may be thinking that someone's doing something to us and we're just not seeing it the right way. You understand? Meaning, we may be thinking that an outside situation is happening for a different reason than what it's happening for. Like I said, when you go through karmic situations as a spiritual person, they're meant to teach you something. But in order to learn something, you must unlearn something. Hence, getting a different perspective. Okay? All right. The Death card. It's not as scary as it looks, if you understand its meaning. Normally, when you get a different perspective on something, right, with the Hangman, then comes the Death card, which talks about a transformation of your mind due to enlightenment, due to getting a different view on something. Normally, when this comes in, your whole reality, hence you're upside down, you get back up, transformation. You can't have one without the other. Okay? This is the only card in tarot that's meant to go reverse for yourself in this way. No, it's not. There's other ones. We'll get to that. This is where we all come to, right? In order to get out of this energy, we have to transform our thought. We have to transform our thought pattern. This is literally a dying of the old way of seeing something, hence the name of the card, and a rebirth in seeing it a different way. Period. That's the Death card. That's what it was meant to mean in tarot. Okay. 14, right? Temperance. This is where you were taught, okay, now you just got a different perspective on your whole life, which could be life-altering, life-shattering. It's not always as easy as people say. It's time to get a new perspective, because with that new perspective comes new emotion, new ways to try to understand it, make sense of it. There's a lot that goes behind it, okay? Death card transformation. After seeing something differently, temperance. Now, after going through all of this heavy energy, right? Now you have to balance out your emotions once more. So you thought you were fine with what you knew or what was going on spiritually. Now you have to take the negative, right? And transmute that into positive. This is also another hard place to be for yourself. Because how do you take something shitty and make it sunny type energy? This is the Temperance card. Talks about you yourself learning. When I first got to this understanding of this Temperance angel, I realized, damn, I am an angel. And I had this internalization because I said, if I can commune with angels and I can be in this one headspace and they can tell me this, and I can change a negative thought to a positive outcome just by being guided to think a certain way, okay, I get how y'all are transmitting that energy to me. I get how my angels are showing me something. So then now you put yourself in the energy, well, damn, maybe I really am an earth angel. You see? And this is when you actualize who you are. You knew you were on a spiritual journey. You knew you had to go through transformation and all that, but now you see why. Because you see, if you can do it for yourself, then you're supposed to do it for others. If you can take something bad, make it into something better, you're called to do that for more than just yourself. Hence, the earth angel. Okay? This is you. Okay. The devil card. Okay? When we're talking about yourself, devil card simply means everyone thinks of the devil card as like the worst thing ever. Okay. The devil card, this is why you can't be afraid of the deck that you hold. You can't be afraid of certain cards. Everyone, when they first get into tarot, they're afraid of like certain cards. They're like, oh, I don't know. No. Everybody in this world, one sec. Everybody in this world has some form of addiction. I ain't hearing it. An addiction to food, an addiction to a TV show. That's an addiction. That's the devil energy. Now we'll take this a step further. Some people have addictions to people, meaning trauma bonding. Some people have addictions to drugs, sex, whatever the case may be. This is where you learn all of the things that you are knowingly or unknowingly, okay, holding on to that are negatively affecting you. Because this is you. And if this is you and you know this, now it's time to get rid of any addictions. So for some people, this could just be, okay, I know I need to stop smoking cigarettes. That's your addiction. Okay. You see the negative thing that you are chained to. Now you can break the chain. That's what the devil card is. Period. There ain't nobody in this world who does not have an addiction to something. I'm not hearing it. Period. People have addictions to working out. Excuse me. People have addictions to spending too much money. I'm not hearing it. We all have an addiction. Okay? Maybe mine is helping people. I don't fucking know. So it seems like I don't fucking know. It is what it is. Tower talks about divine intervention that happens in your life after you pull away from toxic things. We'll just call the devil's toxic things, okay? Because these are all energy. Toxic things. Whatever was keeping you held back. Whatever was stopping you from being as light as possible. Whatever was stopping you from healing. You broke that chain, correct? The tower happens. Why? It has to. The tower must come. Because whatever that was, when the chain breaks, the tower falls. Because the tower is anything that is built on faulty foundation. Devil energy. So these two come hand in hand. They go together. So this could be a negative thought process. As soon as that happens, tower. It's divine intervention. You can't stop it. Okay. The star card. Number 17, which comes after the tower. Because I said if it was divine intervention, now the healing must take place. Because Lord knows, how hard is it to let go of something that you've been holding on to your whole life? God comes in and says, you have to stop doing this right now. You got to stop talking to this person right now because da-da-da-da-da. You can't go to that place anymore because da-da-da-da-da. That's just shocking. Correct? Okay. So now here comes the healing. Because you're chosen. So let me go back. You're chosen. The star card talks about spiritual healing and enlightenment. Age of Aquarius. This is heavy, ain't it? This is a lot for one person, ain't it? Okay. You're chosen to break strongholds. You're chosen to be someone who brings divine intervention. You're chosen to heal yourself and others. This is what the star card means. You're chosen to transform yourself, your life, and others. You're chosen to constantly get a different perspective, hence helping others get the same. You're chosen to bring justice to yourself so that it can manifest in the physical. You're chosen to know your destiny and reach it, attain it, and live in it. You're chosen to each one teach one, go in to solitude, to soul search. You're chosen to be strong. You're chosen to move forward. You are chosen to make the choice. You're chosen to choose your higher power. You're chosen to take action and be the controller of your own reality. You're chosen to listen to yourself above all else. You're chosen to receive what God has to give you. You're chosen to create your own reality. And you're chosen to do it all throughout your life many different times. Okay. That's a lot, right? For one person. That's the chosen in you, the star card, the healer. Okay. At this point, you can heal other people because you've healed. You're healed. Okay. Healing is lifelong, but you've healed what you needed to heal. Now it's time to go out and heal others. Moon card, 17, 18. Okay. So you're chosen to see what can't be seen. You're chosen to feel the emotions, good, bad, or indifferent. You're chosen to feel the darkness. You're chosen to see what people try to hide. You're chosen to not be afraid of those moon rituals. You're chosen to know the wolves in sheep's clothing. You're chosen. All these cards with water talk about your emotions and how you're chosen to tap into them because you're the chosen one. Many are called, but even few are chosen. See? There's many people that are healers out here, but everyone's chosen for something different. Whatever you are chosen for, that will be revealed to you and only you. See how the moon's looking at the star? Look at the moon. Look at the star. Okay. Look at the star. Look at the moon. This is you. Nobody else. You're chosen to feel things. You're chosen to be afraid of what's unknown. But you're also chosen, Fool card, to continuously take leaps of faith, trusting your intuition. Okay? Age of the Aquarius. We all here for this right now. The real ones, anyways. The other ones are chosen to, cause illusions. Okay. To those that need to see exactly what I'm doing. The Sun card. Now, after the moon comes the sun. After every dark night comes a brighter day. What's done in the dark? You know what they say. Okay? And look at the order of the cards. The sun, the moon, the stars, right? These types of things only happen to chosen people. So when you be feeling and getting intuitive messages that things are going on with those moons, please know it's going to be revealed. You're going to see it. It's a part of the plan. It's a part of it. You can't be in the dark forever. It's not part of it. I'm just saying. So all y'all chosen ones, this is you healing, blah, 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 blah. Okay? This is you seeing what needs to be shown to you about all things having to do with the subconscious and what is hidden. Understand? Even hidden from you. Okay. You see this path. It's always constantly trying to be blocked off. You see the wolves on both sides howling at the moon. You see the moon just eyes closed, like I don't even see you type energy, okay? But look at this path. You gotta come out the water. This ain't you. That ain't you. That's not you. But whoever you are, you gotta come out the water and walk down this path. And it's not a straight path. All you got is the moon. your feelings, your emotions to guide you down this path. Again, those pillars, the High Priestess. This is why the Moon card resembles the High Priestess card. Because if you trust your intuition through what may appear to be unknown to you, you will still get through because your intuition has already told you, and so has God, that you can trust it. The pillars. Okay? All right. The Sun card. This is where illumination happens for you. Illumination of what you learned on a subconscious. Illumination of whatever that unknown was. You know how you have that fear of the unknown for a bit? Like say you're going through cycles. You know something has completed, but you know it's time for something else, but there's fear because you don't know what it is because you've never been here before. Not in this lifetime. Okay. The Moon, then the Sun. Okay? Everything will be revealed to you. This is where everything is revealed to you. Where enlightenment happens. Enlightenment is not transformation. Enlightenment comes after transformation. It's when the epiphany, eye-opener, aha moment, eureka, whatever. This is enlightenment on whatever you need it for in your life. Whatever you felt was hidden. Whatever you couldn't see. Whatever was too dark for you to experience. Whatever God said it wasn't time for you to fully see yet. The Sun card comes and God says, okay, it's time now. Enlightenment. And when you become enlightened, nothing can take that away from you. Okay? Once you know, God says, you know. Judgment. Judgment comes, okay, because you have been enlightened, pretty much. So when you've chosen one, become enlightened, fully enlightened, then that means judgment is coming. And this is why they try to block so many of your gifts, because you're the chosen one. Remember when you got on your path and you were speaking and you were being called to speak to others and awaken others? That time's over now, okay? But remember how when you got on your path, that's what you were called to do, okay? And it was on other people to wake up, right? You're not supposed to spend your life waking people up. I'm sorry. You can wake people up to different things, but as far as getting on their spiritual path, if they ain't got it by here, they're not going to get it. And this is also why it's each one teach one. Every step of the way of my spiritual journey, this is why I'm seeing God has placed me in front of y'all. So we can all go through these changes together, you see. Now is everybody starting to understand why I talk so much? Because when I get enlightenment, so do you. When I see something for what it is, judgment is called on what it's not. Because that's how highly God sees me, / you, chosen one, who's looking at your deck right now. When you see the truth of something because you are God's child, and you understand how this is going? The Sun, the child. You are God's child. God has been watching over you, shining down on you since you were born, like I said in the beginning. When you wake up to this part of your life, judgment is called on everything around you. You have no say in this. Neither do other people. This is God's final say-so when it comes to his chosen, awakened being. Okay? And when that happens, after 20, comes the World's card. Now, the cycle is complete. The cycle does not close until God says you've learned the lesson. Chapter done. Close the book type energy. Okay? This is how you guys need to understand for yourself. Okay? Now, we all know how tarot has been seen and displayed when it comes to others reading cards, right? This is how it means so you can internalize the cards for yourself. Again, you must always remember there is only one you. There's only one you. And what you're called to do, what you're called to create, what you're called to bring to this universe, what you're called to give is not what someone else is called to give. What God set you on this path to manifest is not what he sends someone else out here to do. No one else's path will ever be yours. This is why God said, pick a lane and stay in it. Y'all continue to listen to the divine and not these readers who are projecting what you should be doing. This is why I'm doing this specifically. So you know how to read your cards, because your cards are not meant for other people. You got to know how to put yourself in a collective without putting yourself in a collective. But you can't know that if you don't have a solid knowing of your path, because you are the one of one. It's your journey. If you stop talking, if you stop teaching, they're going to have to figure out something else, aren't they? If you say, okay, I'm done with tarot, I'm going to manifest this over here. They don't have you no more to that capacity, do they? We're not here to tell people what we want. We're here to show them their reality is theirs. We're not projecting on anybody what we want for them. We give guidance. But your path and who you are is one of one. There is also, you know who you are in tarot, okay? When it comes to the energy, you know your signs, your north nodes, all that. You know that. So someone could be like, hi, yeah, Libra, Taurus energy. You know you're an Empress, but you're not a Libra or a Taurus. It's okay. It's energy. This is why I don't like calling out signs unless I get a direct message to call out a sign, because I know the person behind the sign. You can be an Empress without being a Libra and a Taurus. I'm just saying. You can be an Empress and be a Capricorn. You can be an Emperor and be a Scorpio. You can be a Hierophant and be a Leo. You can be choosing a path, okay? And be a Virgo. You can be choosing to move forward and being a Pisces. You see what I'm saying? Okay. You know who you are. For me, I'm a Leo. So when this card comes out in high vibration, I know it's me. Okay. But again, we're not getting into that. I'm just going to say, if anybody who's confused, okay? Exactly. That's all that's next. But there are a lot of people that are confused. So I got to make sure, if you're getting into tarot, that don't let nobody project on you. But you must understand it for yourself. And I want you guys to try something if you're new to tarot, because people are coming on new every day. Yes, I guess you can look up the definitions. I did that for the majors, not the minors. I did. When I first got into tarot about 4 years ago, I did. From 0 to 21, I did. I wrote them down because it was very foreign to me. I had gotten palm readings and whatever. I never got a tarot card reading, so I didn't know the cards at all. But it was after that first couple of months when I started being okay, this doesn't mean anything like what the definition says. Then I just went with it intuitively. That's what makes you intuitive. You know more than you should, okay? So for you guys, I want you to pick up your deck, and I want you to just look at the cards. That's why there's a picture. I'm just telling you that, and not words. And intuitively see what comes to you. Test yourself. Test your gifts. Test your power, okay? Sit with your deck. If you guys are new to tarot, I'm telling you right now, your deck is going to be your best friend. It is. Because again, tarot for me had literally opened me up to understanding energy. Period. And this is why I don't like doing tarot card readings lately, because I know the energy that I want displayed, but the energy that I'm receiving is not conducive for me to be giving it to y'all. Because you see, I'm in a high vibration. So I'm constantly being attacked by lower ones. And if I get on here and try to give a message with the cards, it's not going to be an accurate message, because I'm going to have to be transmuting all types of dark energy just to give you all a light message. And I feel like that's unfair to myself, because I'm not a machine. I can do it, but it's not fair. You know what I mean? It's really not fair. That's a lot that people be wanting you to go through. So I understand that. This is why a lot of people are like getting tired of tarot too, because it's like you guys get channeled messages and you want to use the cards, but then you take the cards out and it's like this one, Queen of Cups in reverse. You know there's people intuitively trying to block your intuition. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you see the reverse cards and you're trying to give a positive message, internally it's like, damn, man, can I just give the message? You know what I mean? So for a lot of you guys, see, 10 of Cups. This is all I'm trying to do. That's it. Give y'all divine messages. That's it. What the divine wants you to know. I take action with my gifts to bring you guys healing. Every message I give has some form of healing for those of you who need it. So that's what I got. Those of you guys who are spiritual, you must understand, okay? Whatever you want to grow, you must water. You must water. And these gifts that you guys have, okay, they're never lacking. You are spiritually abundant. This is what this is saying. You are gifted beyond measure. You are divine here. You are a divine blessing, Ace of Cups, to this 3D world. And you're being called to tap into all of your gifts, all of them. Some of y'all got up to 10 gifts. You're being called to tap into each and every single one of them. Because every gift that you tap into is another gift that someone else needs. People don't realize how we're all connected. Everyone's mine, me. Not realizing we don't live here by ourselves. Okay. So before we get out, let's just get a quick message. What do y'all need to know? That was a lot. Page of Pentacles. That's what you needed to know. Something new for y'all to learn. Page of Pentacles talks about learning something new. This message that you just received was a gift to add on to your gifts. If you guys are readers, psychics, this is a tarot card reader. The Page of Pentacles is a reader, okay? If you guys are readers, you're getting more knowledge and more wisdom so you can give better readings with more accuracy. You're learning something new. This is a gem being given to you from the divine. Do with it what you will. That's what I just heard. I'm just giving the message. Okay? That's all I got. So what do they need to know, Spirit? Before I go, what do they need to know? Give me a positive message for my collective who just went through Tarot 101. What do they need to know? Positive energy. Positive energy. Oh, hi. You're always going to have people that watch you, okay? You're being told this right now. Whoever you are that's going through the things I've gone through, there's a reason I'm talking about this. You're always going to have people watching you. You're always going to have people hating on you. You're always going to have people trying to undermine your gifts. You're always going to have people trying to sacrifice you for your gifts. You're always going to have people trying to lie on you, steal from you. You're always going to have this being who you are. Why? Because they want to test the spirit. This is the energy I'm getting with this. You're blessed with gifts, and so people are like, oh, well, you're supposedly this, so let me see if you see this. That type of energy. Some of y'all have been telling people you're psychic for years, and they don't believe you. It's okay. God says he believes you. He gave you the gifts. Don't worry about these individuals who are unhappy with what you were given, because they were given much too. They were given a lot, 9 of Cups in reverse. They were given a lot and are still unhappy. You understand how God works? Trust your gifts. There will be people that watch you, and there will be people that try to watch you to steal from you. Focus on the people that are watching to gain knowledge, not the ones who are watching to try to block you. You understand? It's all in how you see things. Again, if you didn't have haters, you wouldn't be doing it right. That's what I was told in the beginning of this. And that's the truth. 2 of Swords in reverse. Okay? Wow. We're not going there. Anything else? That was about your spiritual gifts and how you're being called to look at this right now. For anyone who's going through these spiritual battles, anyone who's whatever, okay? Spirit is saying you are protected. You believe it. You will see it. 6 of Swords. It's time for many of y'all to move to calmer times. It's time for really many of y'all to take action in your life, to stand up for yourself, to be the boss of your own reality, to stop letting people tell you who you are, how you should take action on your dreams, goals, and visions, and just realize that whatever you're being called to do, it's because you're being guided. That wand right here is the same wand that the hermit has. The hermit, okay, is your guide, your spiritual guide. And right now, a lot of people are being guided to calmer times. And a lot of people right now, you know what this energy is. We're not going into it. But that card's in reverse now, ain't it? So for these witches out here, they about to walk away from all the confusion they were causing, because they ain't got them nowhere. And y'all ain't stuck in confusion. Y'all know now that you are not spiritually, I'm hearing poor. You're not spiritually poor. You have everything you need to get through whatever this is that you're going through, okay? We all go through moments of sadness. We all go through moments of sadness. It's a part of life, okay? You got to look at the shit. You got to face it. You got to pick your head up. You got to turn around. You got to keep it fucking moving, period. Okay? You have to keep it moving. The spiritual journey is not about being stuck in one space. It's a journey of ups and downs. It's not a linear path. You're going to go to the left. You're going to go to the right. You're going to go up. You're going to go down. But either way, you're going to come back full circle. Center yourself. You're feeling many different things from many different people. That's a gift, not a curse. You are blessed. You're blessed to feel the pain of other people. You're blessed to know that others are going through darkness. You're blessed. Now you know you're blessed to feel these things. What are you going to do? You're going to keep allowing people to be in the dark and confused and hurt and sad and broken? Or are you going to use these blessings that you were given to feel other people's pain, to heal them? Are you going to do with your gifts what God has done with you, is what I'm saying. There's many people out here that need people like us to realize that we are not gifted curses, but blessings. People come into our lives because we are gifts to them. No ego, no nothing. It is what it is. God will guide us on who it is we are to work with, who we are to heal. We do our job and we keep it moving. Period. That's why we're here. People call for angels and pray to God all the time, every day. Every day. And I guess people think these people are going to fall out the sky until they realize God placed you there for a purpose, his purpose in their lives. And that's always going to be to better the next person, not to hurt the next person. So if you guys end up hurt because of what God is telling you to do for another individual, you got to take that on the chin and you got to say, okay, I see you, God. I know I tried. I know you told me to help this person, and I know now you're telling me to leave it alone. And I got that. I got you. I'm moving on. Period. Period. You cannot fault yourself because someone doesn't choose to better themselves. That's all I can say when it comes to being a healer. That's all I can say, and that's the realest I can put it to you. If you are more than a tarot card reader and you out here healing people through your messages, okay, you cannot feel bad for moving on to your next assignment. There are many people in this world that are calling on God every day, all throughout the day. You don't know where you're going to be placed. You don't know who's going to be near you. You don't know who you're going to meet in your travel. You got to look at your life like this and stop getting stuck up on the things that didn't work. Because at some point, you got to realize if it didn't work, it wasn't meant to work. You're not meant to strain yourself, stop your life. No. You're meant to just keep it pushing. Go with the flow. You'll meet people on your path that need your healing. You'll know it. And as they come across your path, you heal them. There you go. Keep it pushing. God's using you for a specific purpose. That's what I need y'all to know, a specific purpose. And if you take this spiritual journey and you open up yourself to the gifts that you have and why you have them, you will then begin to see it is bigger than you. It is bigger than your family. I mean, the ones you came from, not the ones you created. It's never bigger than them. Never. It's bigger than all the people that are talking shit. It's bigger than the people that don't like you. It's bigger than the freaking people that want to do magic on you. They want to keep you in a box. They want to keep you thinking it's just about them and this. No, there are people out here that need healing. And just like Jesus, they thought he was crazy. Didn't they? Didn't they say Jesus was crazy? Because he could heal people. He could touch people and heal them. Y'all got the same gifts. What do you think Reiki is? Y'all are even more powerful than you realize. You can send energy to someone and heal them. You don't got to be nowhere near a person. That's Jesus-like to me. But you're supposed to be over here worrying about a spell? No. Keep it pushing. God has need of you. Some of y'all, like I said, you're literally prayer warriors. Some of y'all be praying all day and don't know why. Because God placed it on your spirit. Why, like I said before, why do you think God says pray for your enemies? They know not what they do. It's still your job. It's still your job. I know it doesn't make sense, but to the spiritual ones out here, it will. You can see what others can't. So that means you have a responsibility to try to balance things out for other individuals. This is what happens when you choose a spiritual way of life. You see the light in the dark. You see the seen and the unseen. So in doing so, you see someone else is in pain, God will say, okay, pray for this person. Or you think about someone, oh, just give them a call. That's God. That's you healing something. You don't even know what you're healing, but that phone call that you make to that person could have just stopped them from being drunk and getting in the car and driving somewhere. That could have sat them down for a second. You praying for someone who's going through freaking pain. They didn't even ask you to pray for them. But God said, pray for this person. You know how many times God has told me to pray for people that I can't stand? Because the energy that they were in was so negatively charged that it was fueling whatever they had physically going on within their body, and they needed they needed an intervention, and weren't able to realize that the same ones they're attacking are the ones that are bringing the intervention. No ego, it is what it is. This is why God says, pray for your enemies. They know not what they do, because they don't. And I'm not saying God tells us everything about people's lives. He doesn't. But if we have a thought in our mind like, damn, man, I can't stand this person. Sometimes God will say, well, you know, da-da-da-da-da. They're going through a lot right now. Just send them positive energy. Be simple as that. And you send them that positive energy. They don't know nothing about it. They don't know that while they think you're their enemy, God's over here telling you to heal them and pray for them and care. They don't know that. But you're the angel, remember? You have the divine connection. You talk to mediums, to spirit guides and angels. You believe in them. And as much as people say these things aren't real, they believe in it too. They do. They're just not as forward with it as you are. But believe me, people believe in this stuff too. They just don't want to say it. They're praying for a reason, right? Ain't nobody going to pray to something they don't believe in, good or bad. I'm not going to sit here and pray to God if I don't believe in him. I'm not going to sit here and have a whole conversation with God and then say I don't believe in him. I'm not going to cry out to God and then say I don't believe that he's going to do anything for me. So this is why you guys are here. This is why this path has opened up to you. This is why you've gotten to spirituality. And if you continue to look back on your past, if you go back to childhood, some of y'all, you're coming full circle. Many transformations are happening for the collective right now. So there's going to be something that happened in your past where you're like, this is why I'm here. And let me tell you, it's never going to be the same reason someone else is here, because God doesn't do that. We're all created in his image and likeness, but we all have a different purpose. Even two people with the same life path have different purposes. We're all created with our own individual destiny. There's no swapping, switching, flipping, none of that. So be careful out here to these people who think they want to do these swaps with destiny. Because the only destiny that's going to get swapped is yours. I'm just saying, that's what God said, not me. You can't interfere with someone else's destiny. You can't take away from somebody what God has for them. Because you guys were born for a purpose, on purpose. So what people need to do is allow you to live your life in your purpose. Because as long as you are living in your purpose, on purpose, you will always have a purpose. No one can take that away from you because no one's God. Period. This was why tarot is here for us. Not to spew negativity. Not to try to look into people's lives and see who they're in love with and see what they're doing on the day-to-day and see how their finances look. That's not why it was here. That's a misuse and abuse of tarot. I don't need a deck to know why someone's doing what they're doing. Many readers don't. This is why I can also feel when someone's playing with cards in my energy. I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive. You can't do that to me without me knowing. Now, whether I say it or not is different. I let people think they're doing things when it comes to these spiritual things. And then when I say shit, they be like, how did she know? Oh my God. She knew that? She knows that? Yeah. You're in my energy enough for me to know everything about you. At this point, whoever y'all are, if you look at me every day, if you're pulling cards on me every day, you're in my energy every day. I don't know why people don't understand that. Just make it make sense. You want to think that a reader, whoever y'all are, because there's many readers on here. There's many readers on here that know so much about people that think you're obsessed, right? They know so much about people because they open the door for energy exchange multiple times a day. When someone takes a deck of cards and they say, okay, what's going on in their life? Okay, let's see. Okay, what's going on with love? Okay, let's see. What they're doing is as they open the cards, they're opening an energetic door. Get it? So be careful with pulling cards on people. Because when you come into someone's energy without them knowing, without them giving you consent, then what you're doing is giving consent, right? For someone to not care and to see what you got going on. I don't pull cards on nobody unless I'm doing a message, unless I have to show y'all about a person in my energy playing with me. And every time the cards reveal it. God gives me that green light because they chose, right, to be weird in my energy. I don't have a right to see what's going on in my energy? That sounds weird, doesn't it? I'm just trying to make it make sense. This is how it is. It's real life. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say with these cards. Because it is an energetic door. They are a tool to be used, okay, for informational purposes, entertainment purposes, whatever. But like everything, you must know how to use it. You must use it with caution. It's not the person on the other side of the deck that is the one that is dark or not. It is the energy that they are sitting in. It's the energy that they are receiving. So I can put this deck down, I'm a completely different person. We're talking, we cool, we chilling. I can pick this deck up, and as soon as I pick it up, I get the energy. My energy switches. It don't make me nothing other than what the energy of the cards is. And the energy of the cards is the energy of the cards because of the energy in front of my screen. You can't do this with this. Not with me, okay? So that's all I got. I'm not the one. Not when it comes to this. I know who I am. Know y'all's worth, okay? Some of y'all, shoot, you need to be charging more for your readings. That's what I just heard. Some of y'all, you are extremely, extremely strong. Psychic, I heard investigators. Whatever this means, there's many people out here. People be wanting to hire like PIs and shit. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, your gifts are extremely strong. You see a lot. Some of you guys are under pricing, undercharging, whatever, yourself when it comes to what you do. Okay, if you do it for money, this is a message for you. I do it more so to teach. What comes, God gives me. Just because y'all want to watch me for hours and not give me nothing, don't mean I don't get it. I just got to make that clear too. Because what God gives, God gives. So that's that. Man gives, but so does God. Period. So for those of you guys that do like a lot of readings and stuff, you need to up your prices, is what I heard. Definitely up your prices because your gifts they're getting better, they're getting stronger, and some of y'all are getting gypped out here with your gifts. That's why I stopped doing a lot of personals. I'll do them, but I mean, it's really not my thing no more. You guys are very talented, okay? And many people right now are truly, there's a lot changing for you, spiritualists. And this is why I gave this message, because some of you guys are going to be coming into the space of testimony after your test, right? Victory over whatever was trying to keep you small. Like whatever this is internal. This is for you. This is not like you overcoming someone else. This is not you being better than someone else. This is you being better than you were yesterday. This is you being more tapped in than you was yesterday. This is you being more healed than you was yesterday. This is you having the victory over depression. This is you defeating the addiction. Whatever this is for you, it's big and it's going to ascend you. Ascension symptoms are a thing. Okay, I'm feeling somebody right now. You're sweating, you're having night sweats. It's not an attack. Everything is not an attack. You're going through a spiritual ascension, and mind you, as you ascend, don't you get closer to the sun? 1. And 2, as you ascend, there's a whole lot going on cellularly in your body. Understand, as you move closer to the light, heaviness is dropping. That's like dense air, light air, combining. It's okay. And a lot of you guys who are getting more into your gifts too, when you get hot, that's when you know you're channeling. Okay, when you start doing messages more, readings more, don't be afraid that it's the person on the da-da-da-da-da. No. Internalize, understand that you guys are going through these things as you channel. The Holy Spirit is hot. The sun is hot, correct? Light is hot. I'm just saying what it is. So when you're sweating, that's why, okay? Don't always think everything's an attack. But when you be getting those downloads about, you'll know they'll be very clear. Spirit don't sugarcoat when it comes to attacks. They'll be like, this person's doing this. That person's doing, exactly. There's no questions. That's why people think, I don't know what people be thinking, but when Spirit is telling you that you're being attacked, they will tell you exactly the attack and who it's coming from. All you got to do is move accordingly. There's no guesswork or here, nothing. You will be told, okay? So that's it. We just had to differentiate some things. I wanted y'all to understand tarot. I wanted you guys to truly know how to read these cards. And once you know the majors, you know the minors. Period. Once you know the majors, you know the minors. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. See y'all later. 2 hours. We did good. We did a lot today. Sorry. Have a good rest of y'all's night. Have a good weekend, because I won't be on again this weekend. I won't be on until like Monday or something. So I don't know, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't know. Have a good one. Bye, y'all. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Gosh, it's raining outside. Sorry. Just said what I said. Good night.